Hi everyone, this is Anil. In this video, we will talk about a utility called deployment genie compare update sets. So this utility will compare update sets between two instances. The two instances are local instance and source instance. Local instance is the instance on which update sets are to be deployed, and source instance is the instance from which update sets will be sourced. Following modules, connection and credential alias. So if you see this, here you will configure the connection details of the source instance. So if you go to the connections, here you have to provide the instance name, which is the source instance for this update sets. And then you also have credentials. In the credentials, you have to provide the credentials of the source instance. Next is schedule import. So this is the schedule import which you have to execute for this utility to run. So when you click on execute now, it will make a call to the source instance and it will populate this table. So if you go to this table here, update set comparison, here you can see that it has populated this table where you can see source update set name, which is the name of the update set in source instance, source update set application, what is the application scope, and then source update set state, what is the state of the source update set. And similarly, it will tell you if there is a local update set for the source update set. If it is yes, it will populate this. And then it will give you source update set state and local update set application. Similarly, it will also give the local, if it is an update set which is in a retrieved update sets and not in local update sets, then you can also see that in the local retrieved name and local retrieved state and also local retrieved application. So that way it is comparing the source system update sets with both local update sets and also the retrieved update sets. I'll show the code which is doing the work. So if you see the scripting, if you look at this scheduled import, you can see that it is executing a data source, which is this one, and it also has pre and post execution scripts. The pre-script will basically clean up this table so that every time you run this utility, you'll always have the latest data. And then the post script will do the work of executing this script includes, which will use the data which is imported from the REST API, and it will compare that with the local instance. So we look at the definition of this scheduling script include. So you can see that it has a function called compare record and also the main function which is process retrieve data. So here we are making a call to this import set table, and then it is retrieving all these columns that we want. It is making a query on this table, and then it is retrieving all this object, return object, which is returned from this compare record, right? And it is passing this name, state, application value, and society. It's passing 4 fields. Now here we don't use all of them, but in future, if you want to make it more strict in terms of the comparison, then you can use them as well. But as part of this version of the code, it only uses name and application. So it will query this against remote update set and local update sets using name and application combination, and then it will try to fetch the data. And if the data is found, then it will pass that back to this utility here. Pass it back to this glide object here, which will in turn set uh, the records values like the society, name, state, application, again remote name, remote state, remote application. So that's how it basically updates this. Uh, yeah, basically it updates this list of records in this table, right? It updates these columns here. So that's about the script include, and then we have the data source here. So let's look at the data source. So if you open the data source, you can see that it is the data source of type REST integration hub, and then the request action is making a call to a flow action. The flow action makes the call to the source instance and retrieves data. And then the path for each row is /result because this is a standard ServiceNow data set. So this is how the utility works. We'll do a quick recap. Basically, this utility requires you to run a scheduled import. Once you execute that, it will make a call to the source instance and it will populate this table called updateset comparison, which will contain both the like the update set name, which is compared against both the local update set, also the remote update set, the retrieve update set tables, and then it will populate the corresponding columns. Thank you for watching. This is Anil.